Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Melissa Cohen, and in this video I'm just going to talk a few minutes about the Google stock split. Basically, it's the parent company Alphabet, which owns Google, and that's probably what you and I know the most. They announced just a few days ago in early February 2022 that they are going to do a stock split. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to explain what does that mean and why would I be interested as an investor. Well, it means several good things, right? So first of all, let's look at the stock, and let me just talk about that. So there's actually two stock ticker symbols, and one is GOOG and one is GOOGL. So the difference between these two stock symbols is that one has voting rights and one does not. So for you and I, who are probably buying one share at a time, or just a very few shares or slices of shares, the voting rights, it's up to you. My one vote is not going to make a difference about the direction of the company, because the founders probably still have millions and millions of shares of stock, and so they're obviously controlling the direction of the company. But I just wanted to point that out, because if you're like, which stock do I buy? I think both of them are going to be eligible for this stock split. So the phenomenal thing about this is it's not a 2-for-1 stock split. It is actually a 20-for-1 stock split. So that's huge. Well, and you may say, well, why is it huge? It's huge because let's take a look. The today stock price, I'm just looking this up on Google, about Google, is $2,756.65. So if you and I are going to buy a stock, and we are only able to put in, let's say, $6,000 per year in our Roth IRA, we can only buy 2 shares of stock. So a lot of people don't have $2,800 to buy 1 share of stock. So what the company decides to do is they want to split it up. So when you do, I just looked at it right before I started the video, and it was 2,759, and you can see it keeps changing here. So if you take that, you divide it up by 20 shares, it comes down to $137.95. So that amount is much more palatable if you want to buy some stocks. And so you can say, okay, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of stocks, and I can get about 6 or 7 shares, right? And that sounds much more doable for the average investor. So what that means, let's talk about the 20-for-1. So that means for every 1 share of stock that you currently have at, let's say, this $27.59 price, they're going to divide it into 20 shares. So right now, let's say you have 1 share, and just full disclosure, I actually have 1 share of Google stock. I think I bought it within the last year, because that's what I put in my Roth IRA account, and that's what I could afford to buy, was 1 share of Google at a time. So what will happen, and this 2-for-1 stock split is going to go into effect July 15th, pending all the approvals by the shareholders. So as of, I think it's July 15th, so I don't know if that was the last day or if that's the first day when the new stock split will go into effect. But for every 1 share that you have in your portfolio, it's going to show 20 shares. All right, so that's what's going to show up. So it's going to change 1 share to 20 shares, but your stock price is going to show, and I'm going to use this number that we had today. So it's going to be $2,759 for every 1 share that you have, and that's your stock price. But when this happens, the stock split actually happens, it's actually going to show each share price. We just did that, $137.95. That's going to be the share stock price. Now, the thing about this is that your total value that you have in your portfolio will stay the same, right? Just that sliver, that snapshot in time. So 1 share is still going to be $2,759. And then after the stock split, this is going to be before, you're going to have 2 shares of stock at $137.95 with still a total value of $2,759. So don't freak out. The numbers are going to change a little bit, but your total value of that one share of stock versus the 20, it should be exactly the same when that stock split happens. And just also let me clarify, if you have partial shares in Robinhood and things like that, they're going to make the adjustments as well. So even if you've got fractional, even if you put, like, say, $50 in the Robinhood for a part of a share of stock, they're going to make those conversions for you as well. The math is going to get a little bit trickier than what I want to cover on this video, but just to let you know. So if you are wanting to buy Google stock, definitely do your research, see if it's a good fit for your portfolio, if it's a good business for your portfolio and you like what it's doing and what it has done and what how much cash it has on hand, and if it's a good fit for you. Here you go. Get your stock before it gets the stock split. Or if you just want to wait because you still don't have the $2,800, mark it on your calendar for July 15th, and then go ahead and put your orders in for whatever amounts that you can afford to buy. Now, also note that the stock price could go up. So it could go to $3,000 before July. We still have several months to go. So, your $137.95 may move up to $150, may move up to $160 before then. And as you know, with the stock market, it may actually even fall before then as well. But just to let you know, just put that on a planner, and best wishes for your buy.